Hey everyone, it's Evangeline here at eTrailer, and today we have our Inno Quick Base Kit with the 2-bike carrier and the quick base for your hitch receiver. This is going to be a way to still have that Inno Quick Base system, but also have the ability to carry around your 2 heavy electric bikes. So we'll take a look at its features right here at eTrailer. This is a very versatile 2-bike carrier. You have that dual wheel mount and 0 frame contact, plus you have that high weight capacity. But if you're interested in this solely because of the bike rack features, I would actually recommend taking a look at the Inno Tire Hold HD. That's Inno's bike rack, which has this exact same design, but solely as a bike rack. It is also going to be a little bit more affordable than this kit. But if you're willing to spend a little bit extra and get this kit, this then gets you into the Quick Base modular system. Plus, if you want to, you can also take this bike rack off and still have a hitch-mounted cargo carrier. No matter what accessory you have on there, the Quick Base system still tilts away. So if you pull this lever, your bikes will drop down to a tilt. This can get very heavy, especially if you have up to 120 pounds worth of bikes on there. But depending on your vehicle, you can then open up your hatch, open up your trunk, and for most trucks, slightly lower your tailgate without having to take your bikes off. You can now grab whatever's in your cargo area, hang out behind here, making things a bit easier for you. This will carry bikes of different shapes and sizes. You have a weight capacity of 120 pounds total, which is pretty good for your premium bike racks. You also have that dual wheel mount design, which means that if you have a step-through frame, mountain bike frame, kids bike, road bike, doesn't really matter, since this is only holding your bikes by the wheels and you don't have to worry about any of that frame contact. Plus, with this being a dual wheel mount rack, this makes it for a very easy and fast way of removing the bikes. To access the cradles, you have these levers. What I like to do is press each lever just to get that all started up, and then you can remove that mount. So 1, and then notice how I'm holding the bike with one hand, 2, pushing that out. And from here, you can then grab your bike and go. But what if you have a heavier bike and you're not quite ready to lift up or to load up from the ground? If needed, you can fully lower those arms. So you start by pushing this safety out, take out this cover, and then remove this bracket. Once that bracket is removed, you can then lower that mount all the way down to the ground. And that way you can just roll your bike off rather than having to lift off. You can also use this with the extra ramp add-on. Now this is going to be for the Inno Tire Hold. You just attach it, and that way for those heavy 60-pound bikes, you can just ramp them down. Because this is a tray design, you can roll your bikes back and forth to get the best fit between both bikes. Plus, for different tire widths, you can fit your thinner road bike tires and up to your 3.5-inch wide wider tires. Without any bikes on here, you can also make this a bit more compact by pulling that lever, but this time lifting up on the rack. 2 options here. You can either have the angled compact position or the fully folded position. Most vehicles will have a better chance with that angled position when it comes to clearance. So if you have a recessed hitch, maybe a spare tire back here, you're still able to carry around your bike rack. When you want to take the bike rack off, you can then unlock your quick base and switch out your accessories. Now while we're here with the locks, let's talk about security feature. There are locks included with your quick base system, but not with your bike rack. That's because the bike rack utilizes this cable lock that secures into the knob for the hitch receiver. We'll talk about that later. But taking off the bike rack is simply a matter of pressing down on this lever, pushing these handles down, 1 and 2, grabbing that whole base, and going. From this point on, you can either switch this accessory with another accessory, or you can use that base rack on its own as a cargo carrier. Quick overview of the Quick Base tray for your hitches. This is going to be made of aluminum. This has a 110-pound weight capacity for your cargo. This fits into 2-inch hitch receivers, and it's secured in 2 ways. So the first is going to be this anti-rattle bolt knob, which tightens down and helps decrease that side-to-side movement. But you also have this anti-rattle knob up front, and this has a lot of different purposes. So the main purpose is you use this to turn your tray, and that way it expands a wedge on the inside of the hitch receiver, reducing that wobble of your rack. But also, before you lock that knob into place, you can fit the bike rack cable lock. So see how that fits right in there. It can be a little tricky at first to get lined up, but once it is in there, you can then lock both the tray and your bikes. This kit is still very versatile and useful for your different situations and different types of bikes. I do like that dual wheel mount design, as well as how it still has that 60-pound weight capacity, even though it is an add-on to the Quick Base system. Again, if you're looking for just the bike rack, that Tire Hold HD has those exact same features, but at that lower price point. But if you look into the Quick Base system and you add on those different accessories, or if you want to put the bike rack on your roof, then that's something definitely worth looking into and potentially investing just a little bit more to get yourself started. Now, all these pieces are available separately here at eTrailer too. So if you want just a bike rack, just a tray, or if you want those other accessories, you can find them here on our website. But this was a look at the Inno Quick Base Bike Rack Kit, consisting of the 2-bike carrier and the Inno Quick Base tray for your 2-inch hitch receivers. You saw this here at etrailer.com. My name is Evangeline, and I hope you enjoyed the journey.